Hey, what's up, everybody? Darrein here. I just wanted to say that the Moon album has sold over 100 units in less than 1 week. And I just want to say how much I appreciate every single one of you for respecting my artistry and my business the way you have to support me that way. I don't think y'all understand how hard it is to do that without a label, without management, without a publicist, without a team at all. I am a single father in my 2-bedroom house with about maybe $300 left over after every goddamn bill cycle, doing my best, and y'all went and bought my album. And I know there is a lot of people begging me to put this album on streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, etc. Let me, in a quick, the best way I can summarize why that is not happening, at least as of right now. Artist, 1,000 streams, if you look up the math, and I might not be all the way right, but I know it's around this number. 1,000 streams makes an artist $3 to $5. Somebody can play your song 1,000 times and you can go get a goddamn bag of chips. That is bullshit. Now, I'm not saying Spotify and Apple Music don't have a place in the music industry as they should. I mean, obviously they have created a great business model. And it's great for consumers to listen to as much music as they want. It's almost like cable for music, right? You can stream whatever you want. But I want people to really ask yourself, what is this doing for artists over time? We already have AI music coming out like crazy. The money an artist can make doing music is going to end up becoming obsolete if they can't make any money, really. Right now, the only money artists are really making is from shows and touring and merch. Music doesn't really pay them at all. I urge artists to do what I'm doing because, in my opinion, Spotify should be used like the radio was used, since that is the new form of way we're getting music out to people. I don't think that using Spotify for its promotional algorithm is bad, but I think giving your full album to them hurts the industry for other artists. And let me explain. We have 3 albums coming out on top of mine, if you want to go by mine, but we have Chris Brown's album on May 8th. I believe Kehlani's album is dropping soon, and Drake's album is all dropping, I believe, in May. Could you imagine what would happen if these artists decided, I'm going to give my singles to Spotify, my singles to streaming platforms, but I'm going to sell my music directly to the consumer, directly to the fans? Do you have any idea how many fans would go to Chris Brown's website and buy his album? Probably all of them. We all have phones. We can all download things directly to our phone. Yeah, it's not as convenient as opening up Spotify and having a whole playlist, but you could quite literally save it to your files, open it up and have an album and have it to yourself, no commercials or anything, right? And it's yours. You own that. You can go burn a CD. You can do whatever you want with it, right? Could you imagine if artists as big as Chris Brown, artists as big as Kehlani, artists as big as Drake started to go off that model, and then we started to condition the consumer to understand that this is how the artist gets paid. Guys, I sold, like I said, 100 albums in less than a week. Thank you so much. But even to the small artists that can't sell 100 units in a week, I know most of you have 10 friends, family friends, a mom, a dad, cousins, and friends. If you sold your album at $15, it only takes 10 people to make $150. Do you know that 99% of you that put music on Spotify will never make $100 from Spotify alone at all? You won't even see 100. After thousands of streams, you still won't see $100 because you need to make millions of streams to really see any real tangible money from Spotify, from Apple Music. And of course, these big artists, when they put their album out, they're going to do a deal with Spotify. They're big enough to strike deals. The labels are going to strike that $1 million, $2 million, $3 million deal with Spotify in order for them to exclusively have an album. The same way Netflix exclusively has this show. You know, they're going to make money from that. But the other 99% of artists, they won't. And because we live in a world that the consumer has been conditioned to believe that they can just go stream the album, and why would they have to buy an album when they already bought a Spotify subscription? This hurts the music industry. This hurts us as artists. And I am coming to y'all collectively to say, number one, thank you for actually buying mine. But if we start to make this a thing where we treat Spotify like the radio and we say, you can have my singles, but in order to get my album, you have to come to me to get it. Then what that does is we start to raise a community of people that respect artists and respect the art in the same way we did when we went to the CD store, to the vinyl store to buy the album tangibly, to meet the artist, to have them sign it, you know? The Moon is out now. You can download it. Link is in my bio. But this is why Darrein probably will not be putting his full album out on streaming platforms. You will get singles. Leave You Sooner is probably going to hit Spotify. A couple other ones from the album will probably hit streaming platforms. But I want you to understand the business in my mind and why I'm doing this. Kato on the track said that he believed that it's foolish for artists to go down this route. And I do understand your approach on that. I get it. I get why you would think that, because you believe that people have been conditioned to think clicking a link in the bio, downloading your album when they already have a subscription, it's really hindering. And to a point, he's right. If you're a new artist, it might be harder to get people to go do that extra step to click the link in your bio and buy your album. For all the artists out there that are worried about not having enough eyes on your music, I guarantee you will make more money from selling 2 or 3 albums than you will off streams if nobody knows you. Because I'm sorry to say this, 99% of us, nobody ever will. I'm fighting myself still to fight over these big artists that have albums coming out with big music production. All I have is me. I'm fighting to be seen through all of that algorithm, and I'm doing everything I can, that I can fucking do to get y'all to pay attention. I found something that can get y'all somewhat here, but I'm still trying to get that respect for y'all to respect me as a real artist. But one thing y'all will respect me as is a businessman. I promise you, I want the community and people to learn. Start buying your favorite artist albums from them. Not iTunes, not Spotify, not Apple Music, but them. Once again, I'm not downplaying Apple Music and Spotify. Shout out to them. Great business model. Once again, much love. Thank y'all. Over 100 units sold in less than a week. That's amazing. Oh my God. Keep buying the album for me, please. Help me get this thing out there. But understand you have to buy it from me. Thank you so much. Shout out to Kato on the track, and shout out to Spotify and Apple. No hate towards them. I want to rebuild the music industry. That's all.